For the guys out there who don't know what a fob is, FOB, it stands for Fletchings Only Better. They're made by a company called Starflight. You can get their website address at the end of this video. But what a fob is, it's an engineered airfoil, and you're probably going, what the crap is an engineered airfoil? I'm just an old bow hunter that likes to shoot my bow. I barely know what a knock is. Well, it's a fletching that's actually solid, designed to create drag on the back of your arrow and give stability and increase your accuracy. Standard fletchings are made out of plastic. You've seen them, you've got them on your arrows now, and you got a big stack of them probably sitting in the corner you need to refletch. Well, with a fob, this thing's going to make your life just a dream come true. You start out with a raw shaft and you get a fob. They come in tubes just like this. There's a rainbow of colors, literally. There's 9 different colors, I believe, you can choose from. There's 2 sizes, a standard size and an axis size. One thing you need to look at when you get into shooting fobs is if you have axis arrows and you have an extremely long draw length and a short axle bow, you may encounter a string pinch problem. It's not a problem per se, it's something that's easily remedied, and all you have to do is spread out your D-loop knots and then serve in little string knots to keep your arrow in place in the center, but it increases your angle. It's generally, we don't run into it very often, but it does occur, and you can get that fixed without a problem. But going back to putting this on, what you do is, it's so easy. You take your standard raw shaft, you just go buy raw shafts and you have them cut to your length. You don't have to have fletchings put on anymore. You pull your knock out. Move a little closer and I'm going to do this. You take your fob fletching, if you want to call them that. I'll just call them fobs. You're going to hear me say fob, so I'm referring to the fob fletching. You put it on your arrow shaft, and when you first put it on, it just sits there. Now it'll kind of wobble back and forth just a touch, but there's nothing to hold it. So you take your knock, boom, you pop it in there. It strengthens it right up. Now you're wondering, what do I do if I shoot a deer and it hits it and that's going to stop me? No, it'll pop right off just like that. Now you got a handy little marker laying at the scene where you shot your animal, so you don't have to worry about getting your location near as bad. You know, you just have to get an idea, okay, it's by that tree, you walk down, find your fob, blood trail starts. So simple. It's a great design. Okay, once you have the fob installed, one thing that I like to always check for is you want to make sure that the back of your arrow shaft is cut square, because if not, the fob will be put on crooked and it's not going to perform properly. What I do is I put a field tip on here, I got my fob installed, is I'll just give it a little spin test like so. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for that fob to wobble. Okay, this is what it looks like whenever the fob's perfect, the way it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to put it up here close to the camera so you can see. This is perfect. I can't keep it in the camera. I'm not a circus performer. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. I didn't do the plate thing. I did the tightrope walking. Pretty balanced guy. All right, but anyway, you spin this around, and that's perfect. That's going to be perfectly cut square. If that's not the case, then you're going to have to trim a little bit of the back of your shaft off, which is not a problem. Well, the great things about having such an easy way of fletching your arrows and such an indestructible little device such as a fob, that you don't have to worry about messing up your feathers anymore. So if you guys are taking a trip somewhere, you just take your raw shafts, you take your fob off your arrow, and you put it back in the little tube that it came in. You carry this with you in your pocket or whatever. You stick these wherever you want to. Put them in a piece of PVC pipe, you know, for traveling. Put your fobs in there with them. You know, you're ready to go. You pull them out, you're getting ready to hunt. You just simply remove your fobs and pop them, you know, pull your knocks, pop them back on, bam, you're ready to go. All right. The other things that I want to address about using fobs is there's a couple things we need to check on your bow. And we need to check for clearances, and which is not a problem. Your fobs will come with a package, and they'll have a little clear tester device. We're going to show you guys how to use that real quick, and then we're going to show you some real cool footage of some fobs popping off on some unsuspecting critters. All right, we got the fob testers on our arrow shaft. We got it in our bow. Everything's set up, ready to go. First thing you want to do is you want to check to make sure your bow is set up square. And you can do that a couple of ways. You know, bring your rest all the way up to full upright and hold it there. You can put the levels on your bow. They're available at the Bow Tuning Tips online store. You can get the string level, make sure your bow's level, make sure your arrow's level. That's one way of doing it. Kind of the redneck way, the hillbilly way we like to refer to it, is you take yourself a piece of paper, just like so, and you want to get your fobs out of the way. Better off, we probably just pull this fob off the back. Let me go ahead and pull it off real quick. Anyway, you want to bring it up, your arrow back up to full upright. We got us a square piece of cardstock here. This one's off of a bow. And what you're going to do is lay it against your string and your arrow. And it should line up perfect. That's going to be a 90-degree angle. That's what you're wanting. A perfect 90-degree angle. And I lay it there, lay it on top of the string. And man, that bad boy is perfect. That's kind of a hillbilly way. That's a way to make a quick check if you ever wonder if your bow's in square. All right, so that's made. If you need to make any adjustments on your squareness now, I know a lot of bows are going to be knock high because you've shot fletchings. Go ahead and just make your rest adjustment. Get it brought up, or you can drop down your knot points, whatever you need to do. You may have to readjust your peep sight if you do that. So okay, we got the fob on here, the tester on here, and what we're going to look for is anywhere that we can slide this across the arrow shaft. We want to look for at least 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch clearances. And things to look at is like these dampeners that are on here. That's a good thing to look for. The cables for sure. Anything that is going to be a possibility of this fob coming in contact with. And sliding it through here, I've got perfect clearances. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drop the rest, slide the tester out past it, and then bring the rest back up at full upright again. Then we're going to slide it back towards the prongs again, looking for clearances. And we have none. One thing that may cause a contact is the arrow holder that's on the front of a bow. Well, if you're going to have something that's going to be sticking up, and it's going to be within the guidelines, the 3/16 or 1/4 of an inch, you just need to cut it off. This one here is perfect. We're not going to have any contact. One more thing, you want to hold your rest at full upright position with the arrow in place, your fob tester behind the forks. You drop down your prongs and then slide your fob tester across the top of your rest to make sure that the bolts or anything that sticks up on the rest, and sometimes the prongs themselves stick up, to make sure that you don't have any contact. We have no contact on this. Looks like this bow's ready to shoot. Okay, you're probably asking yourself, man, why do we just have to go through all this testing to see if there's any clearances? I shoot fletchings now and they shoot fine. The thing is about fletchings, sometimes you may have contact and you don't know it. Well, the fob, if you have contact, you would definitely know it because it'll pull the fob off the arrow shaft when you shoot it. And even if you don't shoot fobs and you go through this test here with one of these gauges, it's going to make your fletchings fly that much better. So all in all, you're going to be in a win-win situation if you do these tests. Okay, well, that's about all there is to setting up fobs. You guys go through these steps, and I think you're going to have the best experience you've ever had shooting your bow. You're definitely going to be shooting the most accurate fletching that you can possibly have. The thing that makes these so good, a lot of people always ask me, man, how come you think fobs are so good? It's because every single time that I shoot this fob, or this arrow with a fob on it, I'm shooting the exact same arrow I shot the last time. You know, there's no wear that can occur like there can with natural feathers or with plastic fletchings. So I feel like if you don't shoot fobs, this is fine with me, and you shoot against me in a tournament that I'm in, you're definitely at a disadvantage. And the critters that I hunt, they're definitely at a disadvantage because I know that my arrow is going to fly perfect every time, no matter how big a nasty broadhead I put on here. Check out these cool hunts, and I'll catch you next time. Stay tuned.